Chris, you're going to do a little bit of a recap for us, and then we're going to move into our next session.
Yeah, so who in the room is religiously using a CRM within their business on a daily basis consistently? Arush is hiding.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
What is this CRM acronym you refer to? How many of us are using CRM at all? Well, not daily, but at all. Can I just ask the naughty table at the back there? Quiet, please. Quiet. Glory. Glory. I just had to single someone out. When was the last time you've done a review on your CRM yourself? Like, have you done a research and development, reviewed your CRM? We don't, do we? As agents, we just plug, play, gives us what we need, and we love comfort. Let's not step outside of that zone, because our CRM probably gives us what we know and what we're used to, right? What I'd highly encourage with tech, AI, and the evolution that's in our industry right now, a lot of these CRM providers are coming up with some incredible enhancements, right? So if you haven't reviewed your own CRM capabilities right now, this is the time to do it. We went on a beautiful journey about 12 months ago, and the hand was forced a little bit from our current CRM provider, and we are indeed all CRM providers across the country, and there's some that are leaps and bounds ahead in terms of AI, automation, meta ads, the stuff Bori was talking about. They're building all this stuff into CRM right now. So I seen a demo from Rex as an example where who targets buyers in their CRM? So when you list a property, you say, I've listed this property, 4-bed, 2-bath in this location, find me a list of buyers.
Yeah.
Now depending on your CRM, it's pretty clunky sometimes, right? You've got to go click, 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 suburb, buy, all this. And it brings up this list. Some of the CRM players right now are coming up with AI automation in their app. So you could say, I've just listed a property in Moonta Bay. It's around $1 million. It's 4-bed, 2 bathrooms. Please find me a list of all the buyers registered in our CRM right now. Boom. Brings you all the buyers. Then what you can do is you can talk to it in the prompt, the AI prompt, and say, okay, that's great. Now please compile an SMS that goes along the lines of this. Hey, buyer first name. I've just listed a property. It's not on the market just yet. It's $1 million. It's got 4-bed, 2 bathrooms. Are you still looking? Do you need a sell in order to buy? How can I help? Let me know if it's suitable, right? So it's all automated. You don't have to click, right? You can talk to the CRM. So all I'm going to encourage as a takeaway from that session with Hamish and Rex, do an audit on your CRM right now and ask them the question. Book in a demo and ask the questions, because this is what we did over the last 12 months. What are you guys doing to invest in the AI and automation space that will help my agents become superior in that space? So we're going a certain direction where it will do that for our members and our agents with AI automated in the CRM. Lead generation is a big talking point, right? Setting up ads manager. A lot of this stuff is now coming inside CRMs, so you don't have to do it across 10 different platforms. That's all I want to say, Rob. Audit your CRM. Make sure you ask those questions. Amal?
Yeah, I've got a question, Chris. So let's say it's the primary contact of Buri, and I'm selling property in South somewhere. So can I approach investor or a buyer for other contacts as well, or is it only your contacts can only get access to, or you can send information only to your contacts?
Depends on the CRM provider.
Yeah.
I know your question. I'll offline that with you and how we're going to be setting it up so it prevents the duplicate contacts that we all experience right now.
Yeah.
Right? So essentially, you can get CRMs where you can set it up as an organisation, and every agent has their own access under that organisation, and only they see their contacts. But if I met Dave at an open and I put Dave's information in my CRM, and then you meet Cassandra at an open and you put in their information, there's not going to be that duplicate contact issues. But yes, you can do that, mate. You can target anybody and everybody. It's going to come down to the categories and how the categories of the contact set up.
I mean, the simplest way would be like if buyers or investors, we can all send as a group.
Fall in a bucket. Spot on. That's the plan. But again, as I said, just audit your CRM and ask those questions. What are you guys doing in the evolution of AI, lead generation, automation within your CRM? What are the enhancements that are coming? Because it was an eye-opening exercise for me. I've been with one CRM provider for the last 10 years, and once I seen what else was out there, I couldn't unsee it. I feel like I was in the dark ages with our current provider, right? So look around, because some are investing heavily in this space. some aren't doing much. Alrighty, that's all I encourage. Over to you, Mr. Davis.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your patience this morning. Has anyone at least gotten 2 takeaways today? Great. 3 people? Excellent use of your time. Fantastic. Glad that you came. What we want to do now in our next session is called Big Rocks. All right? Our session here is on big rocks, and it's kind of to assimilate what we've learned this morning to prepare us for this afternoon, but it's to take time for you to actually think about your business, the way you do business. One of the things, some of you know, some of you don't, in a previous career I had to learn the Hebrew language, which is, just an afternoon's activity. When I went to school, I had to learn both Greek and Hebrew. And one thing you know from me sharing with you that I've done 50 appraisals without converting it to a listing is I'm not too smart. So when I was doing that, I studied and studied and studied and studied. But part of the reality hit me is that I was studying to learn something rather than to engage with it. And when you are doing real estate originally in your career, you might be trying to just hit KPIs, numbers, and you forget who you are as a person, and you start to sacrifice your time, you start to sacrifice your family, you start to sacrifice your relationships. And so I want to just take a time out in the middle of this particular session today to talk about your big rocks. Would that be okay? Right. All of us have how many hours in a day? It's not a trick question. It's 24. This guy's going, ChatGPT, how many hours a day? I can't do anything without AI now. Okay, so for those of us who learn times tables, in the old school, still 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week. That's all the time you have. All right? That's all the time you have to play with. The benefit of using AI and different things in real estate is because it allows that to do the things that you used to do, and you can spend more time being productive. There are probably 5 categories that I'd like you to put down as big rocks, all right? So if you want to see a illustration of this, you can go to YouTube and type in Stephen Covey, Big Rocks presentation. I see some heads shaking. We live in this bucket of time, 24 hours a day, 168 hours a week. We have to put in, probably your big rocks are your faith, your family, your finances, your friends, and work. That's where it is on my priority. Like, I'm just a dude that grows radishes and walks his dogs on the beach, really. That's who I am. Real estate is just a side gig for me. So you should have some, and they may not be your big rocks. You can put in whatever you want, but you should have something in there: faith, family, friends, finances, work. Some people want fun. You just put that on the side. No one wants to have fun anymore. We're all serious about this, all right? So I want you to be thinking about that, and then I want to ask a couple of questions just for you to get to kind of reflect on where you are in life. So there's 168 hours a week. How many hours of sleep are we supposed to be getting nowadays? What's the research? Still 8. Some said 4. Yeah, some of the micro performers out there. We're supposed to be getting our 10,000 steps in. We're supposed to be spending quality time with the kids. We're supposed to nurture our relationships at home. We're supposed to cold plunge every morning. We're supposed to go to the gym. All that stuff has to fit into the 24-hour period, or at least the 168. So start writing some notes down there. What's really important to you? I didn't put there holidays as well. You got to have holidays, all that kind of stuff. What are you going to spend your time on? You can see some people making notes. So I'm going to do a scale of 1 to 10 about your business in a minute, but I'm just going to do a scale of 1 to 10 exercise with you about your life. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll just look at your big rocks, just those 5. So let's talk faith, right? So whatever that means for you. A scale of 1 to 10, 10 being it's spot on, and 1 being it's non-existent. Just rate yourself. Now these are your notes, they're not notes for you to share. You might have to do hieroglyphics if you're sitting next to somebody you know and you don't want them to know. 10 being I'm spot on in that category. I'm spot on. That's faith. Now, it's always dangerous to ask real estate people about their family, right? So I won't ask you that, but I'll ask you to kind of mark yourself there. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being amazing, 1 being not so much. How's things on the family side? How's things on the family side? We live in an industry of perfection, don't we? If you look at your competitors online, they are amazing. They've never had a pimple, they've never had a blemish, they've never had a fight with their wife because she wants to, none of that. They're just perfect in every way. The rest of us are all just living in the real world, just trying to bounce along. Family, 1 to 10. 10 being best, 1 not so much. Where are you at with that? Friends. If you have any friends anymore that you haven't asked, do you want to sell? Do you know anyone that's thinking about selling? You know, sometimes we lose our friends when we get into the industry a little too much, but how are you going with friends? Now there's different types of personalities. There's, if you follow the DISC profile, there's at least 4, and there's a merge of the 4 different types of personalities. Do we have any high D people here in the room? Yeah. Gentleman in the back, I won't point to who you are. Gentleman in the back doesn't have to tell me he's a high D. He's got a checklist that he's working on right now as he's running his business through the conference. He's just going boom, 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 boom. I know he's a high D. Bullet points. Just give me the facts. Let's just move through. Let's go. Come on, stop wasting my time. And we get through it. So you got to learn yourself who you are as a person. You might be a high I, you might be an S or a C. If you don't know what I'm talking about, welcome to DISC. It's a personality profile assessment tool that people use to identify what your natural inkling is, what you do, how you operate, what you tick. If you'd like to take a test on that, go to Google. Chris informed you what Google was before. Just go to Google, type in free DISC personality test. There'll be one that comes up and you can take it. You normally pay for a more in-depth one, but it'll give you a general feel. It'll help you understand, and for those of you that have a partner that is, anybody here married and or with someone that is potentially the opposite of who they are? Yeah. Everyone, we get sucked in. Honestly, we get sucked in. We're there, we're like, this person's amazing, they're so creative, they do this. And then you get married, and 5 years down the track, you find out they don't know how to put toilet paper on a roll, she's over, he's under, you know, like, and then it's a big issue and that kind of stuff. Once you do your DISC profile, there'll be some tools along with that to understand how you function, but if you can get your partner to do it, it's even better, because you can understand they're not insane, and they're not trying to drive you nuts, it's just the way they're wired. So that might be, for some of you, save your marriage, that might actually be the best thing you got from today. So we'll move on now. So we've done family, we've done faith, family, friends, finances, scale of 1 to 10. On track, off track. 10 being, if I had any more money, I mean like any more, I wouldn't know what to do with it, right? 1 being, if I could get any money, I would know exactly what to do with it. So where are you on that scale, right? And just have a little, I don't want anyone to share the numbers or anything like, you know, I'm a 10 on everything. Yeah, great. You can go with the no pimple crowd over there on Instagram, it'll be great. But we hope that you take a moment to actually just think about that. Now, when you're talking about your business now, I want to ask you a question. I'd love for you to write this question down because I would like you to reflect on it later when you go away from here. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? Every one of us is our own brand. Whether you work for a brand, you're an independent, you do whatever, you as a person, when you show up, you're known for something. You know, doesn't matter, it could be anything, but you're known for something. So my question is, what do you want to be known for? We get to choose it. Like, our whole industry is made up. You know that, right? People will tell you, do this, and you'll be completely successful, and you do it. You go to the next seminar, do this, and you'll be amazing, and you do it. And you eventually find who you are. You find your voice, and that's the question, what do you want to be known for? So, some people still writing a few things. My next question before we move into looking about your business is, how many of you have an ideal client avatar? Show of hands. How many who's got an ideal client avatar? Some of you are saying, my ideal client avatar is someone willing to sign a listing agreement.
Someone overseas.
Yeah. All right, so how many of you know that we're in the marketing business? Yeah? I don't believe that, because if you did know that we were in the marketing business, you'd know that you're marketing to a specific avatar. That means, what do they look like? Who are they? Where are they at their stage of life? What type of personality they have? How tall are they? How small are they? Whatever it is, it's an avatar of who you want to do business with. Give you an example. For me, I'm old. I'm grumpy. I don't want to deal with the same kind of people I am, because I know like attracts like. I don't want to deal with those people that got issues, right? So I want to deal with people that are nice. So I specifically wrote on a piece of paper years ago, about 12 years ago, I am not working with mean people anymore. You know the kind that ring you up and they're drunk? They're like, my house isn't sold, and they're telling you off, and they're like, we just listed it yesterday, and we haven't advertised it yet. You know, give us a break. Let us go and do some stuff. So an ideal client avatar for me is, I want to do business with people between the ages of 30 and 65. People that are nice and don't blame the world for everything. People that aren't victims. They're the worst people to deal with. But they're often available because their life runs that way. You know, oh, we've got to sell the house. Why? Because I made poor decisions before. And so I want to deal with people that are 30, 65, they're nice, they're coachable, they're willing to take my advice as a real estate agent. How many like to work with people like that so far? Yeah. Tony's got both hands up. Just give me the nice people. Right, so what I'd like you to do is take 2 to 3 seconds, and just, maybe longer, just now, on a bit of paper or on your phone, make a list of about 5 or 6 or 7 characteristics of your new ideal client. If you believe in the law of attraction, wouldn't it actually make sense to specify what you want? Some of you are manifesting for new cars and millions, but you haven't manifested for the right client. That's just a different way of treating real estate. Who's your ideal client? All right, how many of you, this is the first time you've done this exercise? Creating an ideal client avatar. Now you're going to know who you're looking for. How good is that? How many of you know what the reticular activating system is in your brain? We've got a head nod from Eric's. Awesome. So the reticular activating part of your brain is the part that drives you to go and find stuff. It's the part of your brain that if I said, can you identify anyone here wearing a black shirt? You look around, you know what you're looking for. By creating an ideal client avatar, your brain now knows what you're looking for. How many of you have ever put down on a wish list, I wish my clients were nice? Yep. Beautiful. It makes it so much easier because when you get to somebody's home, they invite you in and you do that weird, awkward dance in the front there, you know, and then you're trying to figure out where you're going to go. You'll pick up straight away. Are these people nice? I don't need to spend much time here. I won't be here long because I'm not taking them on as clients, and then you can just move to the next, right? So now as we think about your business, you've got your ideal, you've got your big rocks, you scored yourself on those. We've asked you who you want to, what do you want to be known for? We've got you to write your ideal client avatar. Now I want you to just think about your business as a whole, as a broad stroke for a minute. And we're going to do another series of questions just to give you space to think about your business, all right? So this is actually in the doing of the business. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, world class. How are you at the prospecting side of the business? I'm amazeballs. Just ask me. You know, are you there or are you not so much there? You know, where are you on that sliding scale? 10 would be ideal. And it's not to say what method of prospecting you get to use or choose, or that's up to you. But how's your business on a scale of 1 to 10? From prospecting to lead nurture to appraisal, that lead nurture to appraisal segment, how are you in that? That's called nurture or follow-up in some language. How's your business running there? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best, 1 being not so good. How is that business part going for you? The next question I have for you is your appraisal presentation. Whatever it is that you do, I don't know if you're a song and dance person that you get up there and do whatever, or you walk in and say, I'm amazing, I'm the best agent in town, I'm #1. How can that be? The last guy was #1. You know, like how, it's impossible. I always just tell people, I am the #1 agent in your area, as voted by Milo the dog. And that's my dog. He thinks I'm the best real estate agent in town, and he will tell everyone, use him. So we just got to spell that all out. You know, how is that appraisal presentation? Scale of 1 to 10. We don't often get a chance to take time to think about our businesses, and I thought it appropriate in the middle of today's segment about growing to do that. Now, a couple more components of your business I want to ask you about. Getting people to say yes at a listing appraisal, at a listing appointment. How good are you at getting someone to say yes? So how many of you know somebody's got an amazing presentation and doesn't close? And we console ourselves by saying, well, I never close. I'm not about closing. I'm not a high pressure salesperson. I'm a great presenter. Whatever it is that makes you sleep at night, that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, you'll go broke if you can't get somebody to sign a listing authority. So how are you going in that part of your business? Then, next question is your running of a marketing campaign for the property. How good are you? Like, how do you rate yourself? So if your benchmark is world class, where are you? Are there any holes in your system that you need to fill? Once you get a buyer, so next question, what are your negotiation skills like? How good are your negotiation skills? 10 being world class, 1 being not so much. Next question, speed things up. How good are you at holding a deal together? Or is it only a West Australian thing where things start to fall off, the wheels go shaky, and the timber pest inspection revealed dinosaur termites from who knows where, you know, or whatever, you know, and they were in the neighbor's yard, and somehow the pest inspector found them and then it relates to your property. Yeah. How good are you at keeping a deal together? And then the last question we have is how good are you taking your existing listings or your existing clients and getting them to introduce you to your next clients? How good is the referral aspect of your business? Because a referral is so much easier to work with than going out there and, you know, doing whatever it is that we do in the prospecting space. That's why you need an ideal avatar for a client, because otherwise, if you have a not so ideal client avatar or a not so ideal client, and they refer somebody to you, who are they referring? The person that's also not nice and doesn't want, and you're like, oh great, I'm on the road tram, on the quick train, the skyrocket to horrible life. We have the opportunity in real estate, just to bring it to a close, we have the opportunity in real estate to choose when we work, who we work with, how we work, what commission we charge. We get to create everything in our industry. And there's not too many choices, or not too many industries like that, is there? A lot of us are in this room because we actually can't go and work for someone else, because we're unemployable for somebody else. They'll tell us, you need to be here at this time, you need to dress like this, your name badge has to be here, whatever. That's not us, you know. We're like, woo, no, can't go back there. So hopefully that's been helpful for you to think about the big rocks in your life, because some of you know, I used to be a preacher in an old life. When you're at a funeral, nobody cares about how many home opens you did. Nobody cares about that. Nobody says, oh, I just wish I took another listing. Somebody else, none of that's important. What's important is your big rocks. The life you're living right now, the legacy you're leaving, that's what's important. So don't miss that as you build your empire, whatever that looks like for you. Know who you want to be, what you want to be known for, and the world is your oyster. All right, guys, we'll take a break now.
Amen.
And we'll go for lunch. And we'll be back here just after lunch.